Wednesday, it was Arsenal who were hoping to become only the third team in Champions League history to lose the first leg of the semi-final at home and then go on to advance to the final. Only 2 teams had done it in previous years. One, Ajax Amsterdam, and of course the second was Arsenal's dear, of course, our rivals, talking about Spurs, who did it in 2019 when they beat Ajax to reach the final of the Champions League. But in the first 20 minutes, Arsenal, like they normally do, pretended that they were a big team, and of course rushed Paris Saint-Germain, but Donnarumma in goal told Arsenal not today. But when PSG will score, courtesy of Fabian Ruiz, fantastic strike of an assist from Partey. If only Partey play second leg.
Start Partey. Start Lexus.
Start Partey. Of course. And it was PSG who scored the first goal. And the second arrived in the second half. And at that point, it was Halle Paris Saint-Germain. It was victory PSG. Guys, let me start with Tunji. He has a soft spot for Arsenal.
No, I don't.
Why are you denying Arsenal?
Whether or not you do, they are counterparts now.
Exactly.
They are not.
They are out. The truth of the matter is.
Let me ask this young man.
Let me ask
this young man again. Who are you supporting on this set?
He's entitled to his opinion.
If it is Fulham that you claim you are not. You should not be saying this.
Mr. T, let me tell you something.
You should not be saying this. However, let me continue.
Okay.
Arsenal are chronic bottler.
Chronic bottling company.
You understand?
FC.
Nothing.
So you are not denying Arsenal.
I've never been.
Meanwhile, you carry Arsenal put for your back.
Why do you have
Arsenal at your back?
You can as well remove it.
Now you set them.
You can as well remove it.
You can
as well remove this thing. This garbage behind me. Make Otuba even come this set.
Otuba cool. You don't put.
The truth is,
the Nigerian government.
This is the best that can happen to football. You understand?
I'm telling you.
This is the best.
So that peace can reign.
Peace can reign.
You
understand? Let there be
tranquility.
We are beating fresh air.
Because number one,
we are beating sweet air.
Because Arsenal won a very poor Madrid.
Exactly.
A very poor Madrid. I'm a Barca fan, and I can say it that they are poor this season. And Arsenal would think they are the king of Europe. History, they don't have. Good football or whatever, they don't have. They just try to find a way to do their corner piece FC, find a way to score, all those things. It's not as if they are convincing on the field of play or something. So what gave them the
moral right?
Because Rice gave that 2 free kick, they felt Rice now that is the next Beckham. Ben is like Beckham. I said it again that after that 2 free kick of Rice, that's the end of Rice in terms of free kick. He will not score another free kick again throughout his career.
And of course,
and I think
because it was just luck.
And I think
one are luck, but 2 I don't agree.
It was luck.
No, one I can say luck.
Somebody cannot play 300 and something free kick before that day, and that particular day he scored 2. You are telling me it's not luck. And after that time, he has played over 10 or 20 again. Nothing. It was luck that day. It was just their day against a poor Madrid. Coming back to Arsenal, feeling that now they have arrived. Thank God for PSG. That put them in their place.
Thank God for God.
You understand? They put them in their place.
Finally, we agree on one thing.
We can agree on that. On that.
Shekari.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Terrible side. They not really get into it than they play for. You see, as they be now, so if they feel not even end the season, that second with them they say they want face Champions League. They don't want the Premier League again. The Champions League they not see. The Premier League the Premier League don't even come up for their hands. Second position too, no contests. You see rubbish wey Man City been dey play from December till February. Man City play nonsense throughout. And now Man City are 3 points behind us now. That team, I don't know how. Make we dey honest ourselves. Football is a game of. It's supposed to be a game of happiness, right? You don't, it's just like you're inflicting pain to yourself. How you
some people children they support Arsenal.
You get, and some people are forcing their children to support Arsenal as their infant age. Otumba, I'm talking to you. At their infant age.
Face the camera.
Otumba, I'm talking to you. Yes. Stop it. Right now, back to the Arsenal.
We'll send you school fees bill.
Back to the Arsenal game. A terrible side. Arsenal. Like I said, right, they played PSV before Real Madrid. PSG, they've been terrible this season. Go check PSV rather. Check their form in the Eredivisie. They've been below par. Let's tell ourselves the truth.
They cut guys' ticket.
Steady, right? And then they went all the way to play a Real Madrid side. Real Madrid terrible side. If you remember what I've been the talk, I don't expect say Real Madrid what they call individual brilliance or team play go win Madrid that game. I get where I've been expect the results from, right? We know say officials and all of that, rules, FIFA normally, but it didn't work out, right? So Arsenal fans see I'm like say they don't win the Champions League.
They don't come.
They won't be say as they win Madrid now.
They don't
No matter how bad Real Madrid won't play, they'll always be favorites to win the Champions League. No matter how bad they be in the La Liga, even towards the group stage and into the Champions League proper, they will always be favorites. But Arsenal fans say as they don't beat Madrid, we don't win this Champions League. They feel like this same what they be they talk be say we don't beat this PSG. We'll beat them for initial stages, right? We'll go beat them again. They see, but they don't feel play.
But guys,
put Partey, Debo.
They don't use
rice.
Partey now.
You be like Lexus. But guys, let's quickly talk about Paris Saint-Germain. Now, Luis Enrique is who I want us to speak about before, of course, we leave this conversation in the Champions League. Enrique, last season semi-final, beaten by Borussia Dortmund by the odd goal margin, 1-0 in both legs. He's lost Kylian Mbappe, and then he's got into the final of the Champions League. In time past, PSG had Messi, but couldn't go past the quarterfinal of the Champions League. This man categorically said he did not want a superstar in his team at the start of the season. Now makes me also remember what Ancelotti said when he joined Liverpool. I don't want any player. I like the team I've got. So sometimes we must give kudos to managers, not the players every time, because he's coming to a team and he says, I like this squad the way they are. This guy's paid huge amount of money to sign Goncalo Ramos only to keep him on the bench.
Sitting on the bench.
How many clubs can afford to pay such amount of money and put the player on the bench? Not that he's injured though.
Also,
he's not injured.
Also, they had a Randa
Kolomwani.
Staffed him of game time
and they sold him.
Sent him out to what's it? Juventus
too. Out.
Yeah.
And they are in the final of the Champions League.
And I think I should add to what you said, right? You know, they're easy for a manager to be that dogged, say that this is what you want and go by it. We know say PSG are heavy spenders. They know how to spend money on getting players, getting big names. If you want to get a big name, if you want, as a manager, right, if you want to spend money on players, you go to PSG, they will spend that money on you recklessly, right? But we see Luis Enrique, a manager that has worked with big players in his career, likes of their Messi, Suarez, Neymar, even other bigger players, right? And then we saw how he played out at Barca. For most people, he did not really have a pleasant end, right? But then coming to a side like PSG, he did not really want those big names. And I know say it not going really easy for the club as they go to accept, say, okay, we don't want to spend players because a club that they don't used to
just one addition in January,
just small players. The likes of Desire Doué, Bakola, players we're not really they known like that. The show has to be said. He's done fantastic job, and I don't expect say what the work he's doing with the defender Pacho. I've known that guy for a while. I don't know.
Mendes locks
I don't know the kind beast way Pacho don't turn into for the Champions League. I don't know.
Locked everywhere.
To be honest, look,
Marquinhos always prone to mistake.
Marquinhos don't feel he don't play in football finish. He's still playing like prime N'Golo Kante. Do you get? I know, although they play like that, right? But he's playing. I mean, it's just fantastic job he has done, and then kudos has to go to the man. However it goes in the at the finals of the Champions League, I think he has proved he made a statement, and then he has followed the statement to the letter.
He called PSG the Farmers League, and they farmed the whole Premier League. So he has been an elite manager right from time. He won back at the treble, and that shadow of working with MSN then was all over him. People thought it was just because of Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. And because he did not end well, because he could not undo the ego at some point. We begin to come for remontada. You go Roma, they beat us. You go PSG, they beat us. We come back again, remontada. Go back to Roma again. So that was just the blot.
In his career.
In his career. Now he wants to reinvent himself. He said, I don't want these big stars anymore. Maybe I will not be able to handle them. I want to work with what I have.
Make I work with player. If I say
make
sit
I
down,
work with you. Somebody say sit down there.
you go sit.
And it has produced something magnificent for them.
Well, let it be on record that Paris Saint-Germain defeated Arsenal without playing or without having Ousmane Dembele from the start.
Yeah.
Paris Saint-Germain's best player Ousmane Dembele came off the bench in the second half as they advanced to the final of the Champions League. Guys, in one word, who is favourite to win the Champions League? PSG, Inter Milan, May 31st, Munich, final.
If you knock back out, you are the favourite.
Pride.
Inter Milan for me. I don't talk this thing before. Inter Milan.
Just say it. If you knock back out, you are the favourite.
Which one be if you knock back?
You are still saying the same thing.
If you check history, most
If
of
you
the
knock
time,
back out, you are the favourite.
Most times, if you beat
That one
Madrid,
save
now
them.
you they win Champions League also.
But the side we beat Madrid no come there now. So the side we beat Madrid.
But the side we beat
No,
Madrid.
the side that won Madrid just won Madrid by.
They
But the
just
side
won.
we beat
just-
They beat Madrid
Inter,
trophy.
Inter.
Inter for me.
Well, the guys have said it. Inter Milan are favourite to go on to win the UEFA Champions League final. Although we will revisit that conversation, we've heard about 3 weeks until that final. Injuries can take place for Internazionale. They now shift their attention to trying to win the Scudetto title, where they are 3 points behind Napoli, who look like they might be running home with the Scudetto. 3 games to go in the Italian Serie A. Of course, as 77 or 77, 74, if I'm not mistaken. The difference between the two sides. Football Temple brought to you by Alza Studio. Don't forget, like I said at the start of the, conversation, that our new YouTube page, supplementary YouTube page, I beg your pardon, is now Football Temple NG, as we continue to work hard to ensure that we recover and restore the Alza Studios NG, of course, YouTube page. Meanwhile, you can follow us on all other social media handles are displayed on your screen. Football Temple brought to you by Alza Studios.